when we get into the sea, there's this sort of sense of like ease and sort of connection. And I think there's a kind of simplicity with that. For me, I find that helpful, and from that space it's far easier to create. My name's Jake, and yeah, I like to play with clay. So I'm a potter, ceramicist, and person. So here we are in Porthleven, which is down in Cornwall on the south coast. And so I've been here for sort of 20 years and kind of juts out into the Atlantic, so we get a lot of waves here, and that's really the thing that kind of caught my eye. I sometimes think to myself, I go out fishing, but I'm fishing for ideas, for ceramics. I offer these experiences where people come to make a cup using the wheel, and I guide them with that process. And so tourism is a big part of what I do. It's not just me, it's a lot of businesses in Cornwall are entirely dependent on tourism, really. Those people coming down and staying in a property, they're going off and doing things in the daytime, so they're coming to experience, or friends of mine have a surf school, so they're going off and doing these things, and they're probably going to have a cup of coffee, they're probably going to have a bit of lunch, they're probably going to have a beer at the end of the day. So how that falls out into the local economy, it's a little bit hard to really quantify, but it's undoubtedly huge within Cornwall. And I think that brings with it some aspects that can be controversial. So people living in Cornwall sometimes talk about people coming into the county and feeling uncomfortable around some of those things, antisocial behaviour, things like this. So if that's not looked at, then I think it could exacerbate undertones of tourism in Cornwall is not a good thing. But I think Airbnb taking a stance of having a healthy tourism commitment is going to put people's minds at rest, that actually this is being looked at and there's systems in place to deal with it. Whether that means that everybody is going to be happy with people coming into Cornwall or not, let's see. But I think it's going to address some of those concerns that people do have, which is, I think, a step in the right direction.